Hey y'all, welcome back to Babeinlibrary. It's your girl Lisa, and it is time for my birthday book haul. Last month was my birthday, big cancer gang over here, and I purchased a lot, but I also was gifted quite a bit. But again, when it's your birthday, you make an excuse for stocking your shelves. So I'm first going to start with the items that I got that I was gifted that are bookish themes, but are not books. And if you all know, it is a Black girl tote summer. Like we're purchasing Black totes. We're making sure that we're supporting Black businesses as well as Black authors. But we want to talk about the totes. Now, if you go to a bookish convention, you're going to see that everybody, their mama, sister, cousin, has jumped on the bandwagon. A lot of the girls have the curved tote, but I wanted the must-have joy bag. This is the medium size. I got it in the blue cow print. It looks like denim to me, but it is just a blue cow print bag. I think this is perfect for me. I didn't want the big jumbo one, but it comes with like longer straps, then it has handle straps. And inside it has a like cross the body bag strap. So again, that is this cute blue color. I will gladly be taking this when I go to Cubed, as well as seeing what, 2027 has to offer. But this is like the perfect size for me. Not too big, not too clunky. Could be an everyday bag, but it's definitely getting decorated. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is this cute little package. Like, I'm gonna try to rush through this. One of my friends really invested in me, and they were like, hey, I'm going to give you things that I think are beautiful and beneficial to you, and very bookish related. So I'm gonna go through these in lightning round. This friend works at Bath and Body Works, and so they have a bookish collection, and she purchased all the things that are bookish themed from Bath and Body Works. So first thing that she got me was this hand sanitizer, but more importantly, the hand sanitizer comes in this really cute, carrying case. It has this little cat on a stack of books. The scent is Book Loft, which is going to be the primary scent for all of the things that she gifted me. But I just think that this is so adorable, and I could just hang this off my bag, off my keychain, and it represents many facets of me. Also, keeping along with clean hands, she gifted me this Book Loft soap dispenser. Y'all, this scent smells so good. I don't know if this is a part of their permanent collection, but if it's not, it needs to be. I am so happy to have this because I wash my hands constantly. Now, this is not going to be in my bathroom, that for my guest or my kitchen, because I need to make sure that if this is not offered ever again, I'm going to have a scent for me. So she got me this, and I was like, oh yeah, the way to my heart. She also got me a candle with that scent, and I love candles, y'all. I'm looking at 9 different candles in my office right now. And while this may never be burned, it's just the thought of that it counts. Like, it's so cute. It smells so good. This is a single wick. So like I said, if this scent is a part of their normal collection, it would become a normal everyday scent for me. If it is not, it'll never be burned. Also scent related from Bath and Body Works, she got me this car scent case. It has a coffee, some stack of books. This is one that you just kind of put on your, as an air freshener in your car. Now, I don't think that it's going to go in mine, but I think it's going to go on my shelf. It is kind of like a tchotchke, but I just thought this was so adorable. Again, everything that is bookish themed. She got me this book club kit. Now, again, this one has book club ballots. It has recent read. It has bookmarks, and then it has a members card info. So this is just a very cute idea when you have a book club that you can get people to come in. Everyone gets a ballot to say what they want to read or sign their name in a membership. I probably won't use it because I don't do physical book clubs, but this is something that I think is a conversation starter. So even if I didn't fill it out, if I meet up with people in person, I can bring this to the event, and we kind of use this as a socialized get to know you. They gifted me one of these cute little book covers, and this is very nostalgic to me because I don't know if you're the same age as me. I am a millennial, And there was a time where we would have our textbooks, and our textbooks would be hardcover, and obviously they would be worn, they'd be used. Everyone had the same textbook. But one of the things that I enjoyed was having like this stretchy book cover that I could decorate each one of my books with for different subjects. So I think that this is so nostalgic to me. It is a stretchy book cover. If you are a person that has hardbacks but never want to take the dust jacket, so you leave it at home, and 9 times out of 10, you actually may lose it, but you want to be reading out in public. You don't want your your hardcover to get dirty. This is a really good idea. So if ever I go into the wild with my book and I want to leave my dust cover, I'm going to take this stretchy one. I'm going to put it right on my book. Y'all, this brought me back into like middle school times. That is how much I was like, oh, she's tapped into a special part of my core memory in my brain that like, she gets it. The girls that get it. The girls that don't, hey, what a time to be alive. You should have been there. Let's talk about 3 books in particular that I can say definitively were gifted to me for my birthday. So the first one came from my neighbor, and she knows I like to read. She has some few local artist friends and that they've been writing books. And so she gifted me Gateway to Sin by Teresa Seals. Now, I'll be honest, I have never heard of this author, have never heard of the book. However, I think it's perfect for me because I eventually want to do a reading vlog of books that are either set in St. Louis or written by a St. Louis author, preferably one that combines the two. So this one is an urban fiction story. It says that it is emotional. It exposes the cost of ambition, the weight of family secrets, and the lengths people will go to for redemption, which sounds right up my alley. So when I get ready to do my St. Louis thing vlog, this one will be in it. The next 2 books that I got were gifted to me by one of my dear booktube friends, Becky from over at Bex Reads. Y'all have probably heard her name on my channel more than a little bit. We collaborate on a lot of things, but one of the things I'm very grateful to her is for her ways of including me and being so sweet. It was also her birthday last month, so she is 6 days before me, and she thought enough to give me 2 books. So one she got from my wish list, which is going to be Always Will by Lina James. I absolutely love this book. This one is a surprise pregnancy in which they are not necessarily friends, not necessarily enemies, but they know each other through a mutual connection. They have a one-night stand. She winds up getting pregnant. She is very much a black cat and he is a golden retriever. And she's like, I don't want to be bothered. And he said, well, that's too bad because you're never going to get rid of me. Loved this one. Thank you, Becky, for giving it to me. Also, thank you for gifting me Of Fear and Faith. I had never heard of this, but this is one of your favorite books. This is a witchy romance in which she is an elemental witch. So she has the ability to control fire. So when I get around to fall, when I am ready to be in witchy season, I am ready to read something that is expansive in a world, because I think this is the first in a series, I will pick this up. Now I want to talk about some of the books that I picked up directly from the authors because they were having a sale or I wanted to get more into their catalog. So let's take a moment to look at those books. So I have 3 authors in particular that I decided to purchase directly from them. As you know, we can buy books from big bookstores, indie bookstores. We can buy them at local events, but it also helps when we buy directly from the authors. So 2 of the books came from one of my favorite girls. I really enjoy this author and I have pretty much everything in their catalog almost. And so one of the books that I needed to complete my alien romance from them is going to be Taken to Rivatu by Elizabeth Stevens. This was the final in the Sphery Mates, the last one that I had to pick up to complete my special edition collection. Not only did she come up with this with the special edition, but she also had sprayed edges. I think this is now traditionally published. And so, or at least it's more widely available than I have seen majority of books in this collection, but I needed to finish this one off. Personally, I'm only on like book 5, but there's 10 books. And so now that I have all of them, I can just binge read them all the way through. So I needed to complete my series, and this is the book that I needed to do that with. I also picked up probably one of her most popular books out in her catalog, which is going to be The Bone King and the Starling. This one is a Viking romance in which he is the Viking king. So it has a little bit of a class difference because she is indentured and she works for his kingdom, and he was told you can pick any woman that you choose to. She could be your wife. We have a selection of women right over there. And he said, I hear what you're saying. I don't want none of them. I want her. And so he sees her out of the crowd and he's like, hey, you're going to be mine and I'm going to be yours. And nobody likes it, but you know what? Their opinions don't matter because he's the king. And he's like such a cinnamon roll hero that he's like down bad for her to the point where he wants to wash her. Like he wants to make sure that he cares for her. But he said, don't get it mistaken. I may be soft for her, but I'll burn this world down against anybody else. And I'm ready for it. I own this now physically. I have the audiobook in the e-version. At this point, I've collected all three like Thanos and it's time to read it. So y'all know me. I am a big Elizabeth Stevens fan, and so I'm glad that she had a sale on some of her catalog. I also needed to pick up another Kinyagori Bell. I adore Kinyagori Bell. I am on her ARC team, and I read this when it first came out, but I had been waiting to get to see her in person again so that I could pick up the physical copy. But we keep missing each other. We're like two ships in the night. So I said, you know what? Don't worry about it. I'm going to pick it up myself. And that is Candy Shop. So I have Candy Shop. It is actually really thick. But when you read it, it goes by so fast. I never thought I'd be telling y'all to read a book about a sheriff. That don't really sound like my cup of tea. But the way Kenya write it, it is absolutely delicious. And trust and believe she getting her lick back. Like every time this man decides, hey, I'm gonna put you under the jail because you're doing things, like he know in his heart of hearts he just really want to keep her safe. He like, yeah, you tearing up the town wants your head on a spike. I'm going to grab you so people can say I'm doing my job, but really I just want you close to me. She gonna slip out of the jail cell every single time. She said, hey, you can put me in here as many times as you want, but I'm gonna break free every single time. Y'all, this is so good. If y'all have not read Kinyagori Bell and you like something of the darker variety that has a lot of comedy, check her out. The last author that I bought directly from their catalog because they were having a sale, and I am on my mission to read more from this author. Now, granted, I'm never going to read her entire backlist because she has written way too much, but she has one of the most diverse collections. She can jump in and she can do a retelling that is dystopian, or she can give you a vampire. She can give you billionaires, and she can give you basketball players. Like, this lady has a range like no other. Obviously, that's going to be Miss Christina C. Jones. So, I picked up Wonder. This is the book that I was talking about, which is a retelling. I believe it's Alice in Wonderland. It is dystopian theme, and it is stunning. This is a special edition. This was originally gifted to her Patreons, but then she opened it up for everyone to purchase, and y'all, get into it. Like, it delicious. Picked it up. I said, oh yeah, have it immediately. Sent. Thank you. I then also wanted to read Hostile Takeover. This is probably one of her most popular that I see talked about time and time again. I know that this is a series, but she has not continued on with the series. So when she ever gets ready to do so, I want to be a part of the number that knows what's going on. So it is time for me to eventually get to Hostile Takeover. It is thicker than I imagined, which means that she just had a lot to say, and I'm ready to listen. So those are the three authors that I bought directly from their catalog. Now let's talk about some books that I got from a bookstore and that I got from Pango. So I'm going to talk about two books that I got from my local bookstore. One is going to be my favorite local, which is Open Door Romances or Novel Neighbor. I try to support them as much as I can, going to events, going to their bookstore. And so when I walked into their bookstore on the day of my birthday, I was like, okay, it's my birthday. Time to buy a book. When I went in, I saw Half Court Shot by Kamani May. Like, it had an entire table set to sapphics, which I'm trying to read more of. But when I see a black sapphic indie romance, put it in the bag. Like, this one is a workplace relationship where it has like a second chance. This is a basketball player. She is the star of her team. And I believe the owner's daughter is coming to her and being like, hey, let's put our differences aside because we need to make sure that we are staying ahead of the game and making sure that we have a spot within the franchise. We don't want to lose our team. Let's work together. And it has that forced proximity element. I think at least that's what I believe it's about. Either way, this cover is so stunning. It's so striking. She put that hand up, boxed her in. I said, oh yeah, I'm sad. I want to know what's going on between the two of them because clearly it's chemistry and it may be chaos, but hey, all's fair in love and basketball. So I will be reading this. I also picked up Long After We Are Gone by Tara Shelton Harris. I have seen this author before. I did not know enough about her catalog to purchase from her, but I have seen her nonstop at this point, and I hear that everything she writes is beautiful. Her most recently is Where the Wildflowers Grow, and I'm going to put that up here. This is the one that is so beautiful and stunning, but I heard really good things about her in general. This one is about a family who I believe like their matriarch or someone in their family owns like this home, and it is they're leaving it in their will, and now it is up for debate in terms of if no one comes to claim it, is going to go to probate and it's going to go into the hands of the wrong people, and now the family has to come back together, making sure that they can put their differences aside so they don't lose this home. And so this one is one that I will be reading, and I'm hoping to enjoy it so I can read more from this person's catalog just because I've heard such great things. Now let's talk about the plethora of books that I have gotten from Pango. Y'all, I love Pango. I will be there every single day if possible, and you have to know how to really navigate the filters, how to follow people, what to do in order to get the best books for your search, because there's a ton of things that's on Pango. You just got to know what to look for. Starting with One for the Team by Arya Days. This one is a really quick, really spicy white shoes romance featuring a woman that's recently been dumped and 3 members on the hockey team. Y'all, when I seen this, I said, oh, immediately add to cart. When I see it and I know that it's something I want to read and it's very affordable, I think this one was like $5 or $6. Yeah. Put it in the bag. So I got this one off Pango. I also got Finding My Bodyguard by A. Blossom. This one is a bodyguard romance as evident by the title. This one is, I believe, one of people's either first time getting to see her or first time jumping into her catalog. I have read my fair share of A. Blossom, so I come in with high hopes of enjoying this one. But seeing it on Pango, I was like, oh yeah, it's affordable. Added into the bag. I think it was like something like $10, y'all. If you're not using Pango, this is your notice. Get on Pango, because you will find books like this one, Is She the Reason? Now, this one is so thick and it looks very vague, but if you have been on Threads, if you have been to any bookish event, you have started to hear the name Nako come up more and more times. And this is one that I knew I wanted to read by her. It is a romance or a situation. I'm not going to say romance. I actually don't think it's a romance. I'm pretty sure this is urban fiction. This is a story about a woman who is currently incarcerated, and she is doing big time. I think she's doing like 10 years for her boyfriend. Now, her boyfriend has her kids. He had a couple of strikes, so he was like, hey, do the time for me. I'll watch the kids. Yeah, baby, he ain't doing that. He doing everything but that. And he doing everything with somebody else as well. This man does not have her kids. He has given them to like a family member or something like that. He is living his best life, and that includes sleeping with other women while you're locked up doing the time. Now, she is getting ready to get out of prison, and I want you to know she might have to go back in for the way this man been dogging her out. I don't really know too much more than that. All I know is I want to read it. And I believe that there may be an audiobook for this out there because it is rather thick. But even if it isn't, the premise is good enough that I want to read it. Another book that I know that I want to read is Bible Study by Tia Love. Like this, I was very surprised to see on Pango. This is the Read Her special edition. To me, it is absolutely gorgeous. It is one of my favorite covers that I have purchased this year. Read Her is a Black-owned book box that is by one woman, and she is a solo team, and she has the support of her mother. So I purchased, I think, her, gift box in the month of December. I can't wait to see what she has left that's coming up. But this one is one that I was happy to even just get a copy of this book, specifically the special edition, because I've heard nothing but great things about this. This is a story about a woman and a man that meet at Bible study. Now, you may be thinking, oh, is it a Christian romance? Let me stop you right there. It is not. They just so happen to meet at Bible study, but the things that they are doing are worshiping. They're just worshiping each other's body. I know that sounds very blasphemous. I don't really know too much more than that. I just know that I want to read it. So this is one that I have picked up from Pango. So shout out to whoever put this up on sale, because your loss is definitely my gain. Same thing with Troubled Waters by Z. Renee. I know I'm going to see Z. Renee a multitude of times this year, and I know that this is one that is probably everyone's favorite in her catalog, and to see it go up on Pango when everyone has been grabbing for this left and right, I said, oh, it must be my lucky day. I know that this is an emotional read. I probably going to have to bring tissues, but I was happy to snatch it from somebody's claws. Similarly, I picked up Alexa Warren. This is Oops. Now, I've had this audiobook for quite some time, but I've never seen a physical print circulating. And so to see it on Pango, I said, oh yeah, give it to me. I think most people probably will shy away from this because I believe it is a surprise pregnancy trope. Look at the cover. It's holding a pregnancy test that pretty much should tell you all you need to know. But me, I don't mind that trope when it's done right. And I feel like Alexa Warren can do that right. So I grabbed this from Pango expeditiously. I also grabbed Miss Mosley and Sean, Yours. Now, this one, I believe is like the third book in her, what is this, Newtown series. And then Miss Mosley is an emotional story. Again, very, very quick. These are quick little bites that I will probably get to as soon as I possibly can. But anytime I see something like this, I immediately add. Same thing with Yes, Professor. This is by Mary C. Kim. Mary is a Canadian author, so you can only buy her books at Amazon or maybe when she comes to an event. And because I will be seeing her at Cubed, I wanted to grab this and bring it so that I could have her sign it. I have not read this one yet. I hear it is super spicy. It's where a parent of a student accidentally emails the professor of her daughter's school and says some outlandish things, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna take you up on that offer. Needless to say, I was down for it. So yeah, I'll be reading that, as well as LB Games Room 214 San Juan. This is very quick. LB Games has been blowing up the charts since her debut, and so I knew when I saw this was pretty much a great deal. I needed to grab it. So that's the first half of the things that I got from Pango. Let me grab the other stack. My most recent purchase was In the Gray by BB Reed. BB Reed has a lot of controversy, but one thing people are not shy about is this book in particular. They can say a lot of things. There's been a lot of discourse, but everyone that reads this, jaw is on the floor, and I want to be a part of that number. So I grabbed this. I absolutely had to grab Roulette. If y'all don't know, this author, Gray Huffington, does not come outside. The only thing you will see her at is her events. Her books you have to buy on her website. She only releases on the 28th day of every single month. Like, it is so hard to get a copy of her book in physical format that anytime I see it, I'm like, yeah, buying it immediately. I don't care. Add it to cart. And this is the next one that I needed in her series. I did grab 2 other ones from Pango, so I'm hoping that I can follow the perfect person that, like, as they read them, they're putting them up, because that's probably about the only time I'll be able to get these books at this point. Now, I was very surprised to see this one on there, and I I don't know how I got so lucky. I'm not gonna second guess myself, but I grabbed Selfish by Katura B. This one is an emotional read. Everybody that reads this one, they say it lasts with them. It is one that leaves them crying. I'm going to see this author 2 times within the next, I would say, 6 to 8 months. And so I wanted to grab this one so I can get a feel for their writing style. But if this is any indication, I'm pretty sure when I see them in person, I will be grabbing more books by them. But I wanted to grab Selfish because I've heard nothing but great things. And then the last 2 books that I purchased from Pango, I picked up Unbeknownst to You by Kayate. This one is a stalker romance that is stepbrothers. Y'all, sounds like my darkest heart that I absolutely want to read. This is the first thing I've ever seen by this author. I've heard of their name, but this is the first thing that I wanted to grab as well. So when I saw it, I said, yeah, immediately. Adds to cart. Same thing with Enya by Christina C. Jones. Like I said earlier in this video, I'm trying to get through this author's catalog. They have a wide array of books. Enya was a story that I read a character adjacent to this storyline. So I said, as soon as I seen them there and I seen this on Pango, I said, yep, give it to me now. Last but certainly not least, I was gifted a book by Ray Lees. This is Joliet. One of my good friends in St. Louis gave me this copy because she had an extra one. And I've heard this is a 6-star book for most people, and this is their favorite. I have been in a boxing romance setting, so this one will be read expeditiously. I have another stack for you. At this point, I really should be embarrassed, but I am not. I picked up Shay Davis, The Marriage Contract, also from Pango Books. Don't know how this one slipped my mind. I will be seeing this author at the house party, and this is probably their most popular book, so grab this one immediately. From my half price books, I was able to find Whiskey River by Shantae. This is a cowboy romance. I immediately grabbed this one because I was like, oh, I have never seen this in a while. Heard really great things, needed to grab that. And then I have 3 books. Now, where these 3 books came from, I don't know. Probably half price book, but I picked up The Wrong Heart by Jennifer Hartman. I've heard great things about this one in particular, but I know Jennifer Hartman's writing, and I know that it is very heart-wrenching, very emotional, very character-driven. And so I heard that this one was about one of the characters that her husband passed away and his heart was donated to someone else, and now she meets this man and they start to have like phone calls and they start to build a relationship, and she starts falling in love with a man that has her husband's heart. And if that doesn't steal you, I don't know what will. But this is one that I wanted to have on my shelves. And I was just so happy that I got it at a discounted price. And then lastly, to finish off my Sierra Simone collection, I needed to get The American Prince and The American King. This is a Why Choose MMF political romance. So this one is one that I already had book 1 in, and I was like, okay, why not finish the series? So I've got books 2 and 3, so I can complete that, and I will probably be doing a reading vlog for that at some time soon. The last and final thing I'm going to share with you all are books that I picked up from my book expo, actually probably about a week ago. This was something that each year we do an annual book expo provided by my local library, and I picked up, I want to say 6 books from there. So let me go ahead and grab them. So at the expo, I picked up A Cowboy to Remember by Rebecca Weatherspoon. This one is the first in her cowboy romance. Grab this one because I also have the 3rd. Now I just need the 2nd. I picked up the Joy Avery's Always. This one is the 3rd in one of her series. This one has like Second Chance at Love. I believe our FMC is a widower and she never thinks she's going to be in love again until this man comes in and shakes up her heart and is like, hey, let me be the one to care for you. I've heard really great things about Joy Avery, and I'm very interested to read this one. Now, the next set of books that I have are all books that have always been on my TBR. I just never knew if I were going to get to them, and this was the perfect opportunity because all of these were free. I met a really nice man. He gave me a voucher, and with that, he allowed me to fill up my entire bag with books that I wanted to walk away with free of charge. So I picked up Parish by Latoya Watkins. I picked up Sweet, Soft, and Plenty Rhythm. I picked up The Island Queen by Vanessa Riley. I picked up Patsy by Nicole Dennis Ben. And I picked up Carolina Built by Kiana Alexander. That is all of the books that I purchased or grabbed since my birthday. That being said, it is so many. I am going to ask you all to leave me an island for Island Queen. Tell me the last book that you purchased or what book you think I should start with reading next. Thank you for being a supporter of my channel, watching my vlogs, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.